Well, lots of ways. I mean, obviously we are very active ourselves on social media. We have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter account, and we're always pushing out information and reports and, you know, sort of updates about what's going on in the world and encouraging people to take action and to get involved and to learn more. But I think another really important way that we are using social media is to you know, encourage other people to take these campaigns on and spread them out through their own social media networks and to, you know, use our information but then own the campaign and really spread it themselves. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, social media is definitely not all that we do. There's you know, there's a very broad range of things that we do, and social media is a small part of how we communicate to people in the world. But you know, it's definitely an important part. It's a growing important part. And when you look at the sort of amount of people on Facebook now and the amount of people using Twitter, it's definitely somewhere it's worth us being, and it's important that we're there. No, I don't think it has at all. I think social media works really well with that and encourages people to do that. It gives people information to make those face-to-face interactions maybe more real and more connected and maybe more relevant, more timely. But really, there is nothing that can be more powerful than two people who know each other sitting down and talking about an issue. Absolutely, and I mean, again, I think that comes down to people spreading this information out through their own networks. Because, you know, Amnesty might have 10,000 or whatever it is friends on Facebook, but, you know, when you look at all the, you know, the friends of our friends, then you're talking about serious numbers. Yes and no. I think social media definitely has, there's no hierarchy implicitly in social media. Obviously, that's the strength of it really, is that it's just networking, it's people talking to other people, it's, you know, it's not broadcast media, it's networks. But at the same time, that can be confusing. There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of information, and I think that is actually where an organisation like Amnesty can be really useful, because we can analyse all that information coming through, and you know, we have the experts there to be picking out all these noises and saying, look, these are the key human rights abuses going on, and this is what we think people should be focusing on. It's problematic if there isn't a strategy behind that. It's problematic if it's a petition for a petition's sake, and there's lots of organisations that are guilty of that. Amnesty's probably been guilty of that in the past, but we really try to make sure that these petitions are useful, are relevant, and have thought behind them, and then there are next steps, so that when you sign a petition, you've signified your interest in the campaign, in the issue, so we're going to go back to you and we're going to say, that's awesome, now how about you do this? I think it's the same as it's always been. I mean, you know, the more you can communicate, that's great. That's expressing yourself, and that's, you know, spreading information and generating awareness. But in terms of taking that next step and actually doing something about that new information that you have received, I mean, that has always been the problem, and that's always been a challenge for organisations like Amnesty and anyone who's passionate about change. And so, you know, there's things you need to work through, and you need to offer people really easy, but not just easy, but really valuable ways to take action and make it really worth it.